Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into Stuart Field for today's women's lacrosse matchup. This is a Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference matchup between the visiting Concordia University of Wisconsin Falcons and your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Illinois Tech and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and the officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or other abusive comments and actions directed at the officials, student athletes, coaches, or team representatives will not be tolerated and may be grounds for removal from Stuart Field. Fans, a reminder, permission to enter the field or the bench areas are restricted to student athletes, coaches, game officials, game day staff, and authorized personnel. Unauthorized individuals violating this policy will be subject to removal from Stuart Field. And now, let's meet our starting lineups. First for the visiting Falcons. A senior midfielder from Florissant, Colorado, number 3, Natalie Mackrell. A senior midfielder from Jackson, Wisconsin, number 4, Cammie McCardle. A junior defender from Jackson, Wisconsin, number 5, Delaney McCardle. A first-year defender from Hortonville, Wisconsin, number 6, Anna Slocum. Sophomore midfielder from Canton, Michigan, number 9, Emily Robertson. A junior attacker from Mount Laurel, New Jersey, number 10, Caitlin Cardinale. A sophomore goalkeeper from Oakville, Ontario, number 13, Parks Cothray. A sophomore attacker from Buffalo, New York, number 14, Carolyn Borzo. A first-year defender from Racine, Wisconsin, number 16, Cassie Sego. A first-year midfielder from Ramsey, Minnesota, number 18, Gretchen Paverud. A senior midfielder from Naperville, Illinois, number 22, Eva Karloff. And a first-year attacker from Normal, Illinois, number 23, Sophia Whitaker. The Falcons are coached by head coach Emily Sheetzo and assistant coach Hannah Nelson and trainer Ryan McNamara. And now the starting lineups for your Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. A sophomore defender from Fort Worth, Texas, number 2, Aisha Leatherwood. A junior attacker from Corvallis, Oregon, number 5, Iona Pettigrew. A first-year midfielder from Tbilisi, Georgia, number 6, Victoria Arkurtava. A sophomore midfielder from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, number 10, Izzy Niebler. A senior midfielder from Chicago, Illinois, number 11, Chloe Browder. A sophomore midfielder from Parker, Colorado, number 12, Ellie Post. A junior attacker from Sin, Mexico, number 16, Maritza Torres. A first-year midfielder from Chicago, Illinois, number 7, Nayeli Samano. A first-year midfielder from Bennington, Vermont, number 19, Aislinn McManus. In goal for the Scarlet Hawks, a graduate student from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, number 20, Mercy Godfrey. A junior midfielder from Chicago, Illinois, number 21, Maria Samano. And a junior attacker from Atlanta, Georgia, number 22, Tony Martinez. The Scarlet Hawks are coached by head coach Emily Wisoki in her first season, assistant coach Shayna Heck. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd all please rise, remove your hats if you're wearing any, as we honor America for the playing of our national anthem. And hello, everyone. Welcome into the Scarlet Hawk Broadcast Network, where tonight we have a women's lacrosse matchup in the Northern Athletics Collegiate Conference between the visiting Concordia University Wisconsin Falcons and the host Illinois Tech Scarlet Hawks. Hello, everyone. This is Eric Willowhite, the Sports Information Director for Illinois Tech Athletics. I'll be bringing you the call tonight from Stuart Field here on the campus of the Illinois Institute of Technology. Illinois Tech in their home white with black shorts, black numerals. Concordia, Wisconsin in their road blues with white numerals and trim. The Falcons will be going right to left to start things off on the live stream, and the Scarlet Hawks left to right. Concordia, Wisconsin comes in with a record of 1-1 in conference, 2-6 overall. Scarlet Hawks 0-2 in the NAC and 1-9 overall. Last games for these two teams for Concordia, Wisconsin, they were 10-9 winners over Cornell in overtime this past Saturday. And the Scarlet Hawks had a 16-4 loss at MSOE on Saturday. Hawks have lost 4 in a row, and Concordia, Wisconsin's on a one-game winning streak. We'll go to the circle. It'll be Ellie Post for the Scarlet Hawks. We'll go over those starting lineups. You probably heard me just announce those. And it'll be Caitlin Cardinale in taking the circle, taking the draw for Concordia, Wisconsin. Now we have some sort of delay with the scoring table and the timers, so we're getting ready now. Everyone's in position. And anticipation is killing everyone. So here we go. Ball is in the air. And ball is down. And who's going to win that draw? And it is the Scarlet Hawks as Tony Martinez gets possession of the ball. So she'll get a draw control there. So the Hawks take possession. Tony Martinez inside the zone. So get it up high to Arcatava, Victoria Arcatava. Now Izzy Niebler. Throw into Martinez. She's trying to spin around, and she's double, triple teamed. She gets a shot off, and that goes wide, however, and it's going to remain Illinois Tech ball. As behind the net there was Maritza Torres, so she was closest, so the Hawks regained possession. 50 seconds on the shot clock, 4 15-minute quarters, along with a 10-minute halftime. As Martinez spinning inside, the Hawks' leading scorer didn't have an angle there, so she peeled back. Now Ellie Post tries to make a cut. She does a spin move, but no pass forthcoming from Martinez, so she'll hold and then look to get an end around. And she tries. She's forced out. Shot, score! Tony Martinez with the early goal, and the Hawks lead 1-0. Illinois Tech goal scored by number 22, Tony Martinez, unassisted. So Tony Martinez with the unassisted tally. And the Hawks get the early 1-0 lead here at Stuart Field. That song went a little longer than I thought. I'll have to trim those up a little bit, but Tony Martinez with the early goal. So getting the draw control off the first possession, and the Hawks get a goal and another draw control for Martinez. She'll get it into post. Post trying to find a lane. She'll cut to the inside outside and then loses it, but is able to recover and dishes it over to Izzy Niebler. Niebler now having trouble picking up the loose change, and it's going to be Concordia ball. So a turnover for the Hawks, and CUW with their first possession. And they'll move inside the zone. Here comes Cardinale, Caitlin Cardinale, getting it inside. A shot and a save off the shot from Cammie McCardle. And Mercy Godfrey, early test here, and she's able to come up with the save. Now here's Ava Karlov. She'll bring it up high as the Falcons move it around the perimeter over to Natalie Mackerel. Mackerel spinning around on the far side. And that shot and another save made by Godfrey. That one coming off of Mackerel. And it's Illinois Tech ball as Godfrey has possession. She's looking for an outlet right now. She's going to get it over to Aislinn McManus, who pushes it upfield to Ellie Post. Post corrals the loose ball and brings it up along that far sideline as she's getting pressured from behind. Now she'll drop it back to McManus. McManus being pressured. She loses it, comes back up with it, and now she's getting double teamed. She's looking for an outlet, and she'll just wing it over to Izzy Niebler. The Hawks still inside their zone, but Niebler breaks free. Niebler looking across midfield, she does. Niebler now looking for the clear. Hawks clear. So Hawks back on offense, but they only have 44 seconds remaining on the shot clock as they almost used half the shot clock up to get it upfield. And now a loose ball, and that's going to be a turnover on the Hawks again. As CUW comes up with the ground ball, that was Natalie Mackerel, and she pushes it upfield over to Cammie McCardle. McCardle being fronted there by Iona Pettigrew. McCardle now trying to get around. She'll bring it back up high and go over to the far side. McCardle now over to Ava Karloff. Karloff lofting it inside, and a shot. The ball, I don't know where that ever went on net. And then a roll shot there as Caitlin Cardinale is able to roll that in underneath the stick of Godfrey. And CUW ties the match up at 1. Falcons goal scored by number 10, Caitlin Cardinale, unassisted. So Cardinale gets the Falcons even with the Hawks here. And we're tied at 1 apiece. We have 10:49 to go, back to the circle, and it will be Cardinale against Ellie Post for the Hawks once more. And again, Tony Martinez won the last 2 draws. First one leading to the Hawks' opening goal. Now Martinez is not going to be able to track that one down. Well, actually, ball is still loose. It's kind of thrown into the zone there by Emily Robertson, and CUW eventually gets possession. That would be Natalie Mackerel. Mackerel's pass finds a recipient, Ava Karlov. Karlov gets it inside once more. Cardinale shot and score. I'm going to give Karlov the assist on that from another goal by Cardinale. Falcons goal, second of the match, scored by number 10, Caitlin Cardinale. Assist to number 22, Ava Karlov. So 2-1 lead for the Falcons. And again, you can see the importance of winning the draw control, as off that draw control, CUW went down and scored the go-ahead goal already. And the Hawks winning the opening draw, and Tony Martinez getting a goal off that. So It's not the end-all, be-all, but to get your offense started, there's the third draw control, well, initially for Martinez, but she had the ball knocked loose by Cardinale, so a turnover after the draw control. So a caused turnover and a ground ball for Caitlin Cardinale as she's doing it all for the Falcons here. 2 goals. Pass inside was too high. Karloff is going to pick up the loose change on top of the arc. A feed inside. Pettigrew got a piece of it, but then it's recovered by Cammie McCardle, and she'll go behind the net and over to the near side where Natalie Macro will take it. Macro back up high to Karloff. Karloff going wide. Karloff now down low, fed inside, trying to get it to Cardinale. Unable to corral the ball, but picking up the ball will be Carolyn Warzo. And now speeding in is Sophia Whitaker. Inside shot. Oh, what passing there. Ava Karloff getting that ball inside. And getting the goal is Cammie McCardle. So another assist for Karloff and a goal for Cammie McCardle. It's 3-1, Concordia, Wisconsin. Falcons goal scored by number 4, Cammie McCardle. Assist number 22, Ava Karloff. So 3-1 is the score, and we go back to the circle. Ellie Post and Cardinale, Caitlin Cardinale. That time she didn't factor in the scoring, but her presence was definitely being checked by the Hawks defenders. But that's not the only weapon that the Falcons have. Ava Karloff, back-to-back assists to give the Falcons a 3-1 lead on that last goal by Cammie McCardle. Ball is loose, and then it comes right to Martinez, so she gets the draw. That's her 4th draw control. This time she's able to get it inside the zone, and the Hawks will look to set up their offense, look to pull within 1 here. And then we get a foul, and that's going to be, might have been an offsides. So team turnover for the Hawks, and here comes the Falcons, and already they have a clear. Inside the zone, they go over to Borzo, Carolyn Borzo. She still has it. She cuts through the arc and brings it up high to Karloff. Karloff now on the near side to Cammie McCardle. McCardle will change places and bring it over to Sophia Whitaker, who's able to gather the ball, but then it was knocked loose. But CUW and Cammie McCardle recover. Over to Natalie Macro. Macro trying to get around a couple defenders. She's being pressured. So Macro will wing it over to Whitaker on the far side. Whitaker now being guarded by Nayeli Samano. She'll bring it back up high to Macro. Macro faked in, then a pass wide. And we're going to get a free position shot as in the shooting space was Izzy Niebler. So a free position shot here for Ava Karloff on Mercy Godfrey to the right of Godfrey. Karloff with the free position attempt, shot, and a save. So nice save there by Godfrey. And a pass inside. The ball is loose. Who's going to come up with it? Samano pushes it ahead. She just can't corral it. And then eventually getting the ball is Whitaker. Inside feed, shot, score. Carolyn Borzo. Was that? Timeout, Illinois Tech. Illinois Tech timeout. CUW goal was scored by number 14, Carolyn Borzo. Assist 23, Sophia Whitaker. So we'll take a break here. Illinois Tech trailing now 4-1. This is Illinois Tech Women's Lacrosse on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back here at Stuart Field, it's a 4-1 lead for Concordia, Wisconsin. And the Hawks just finished up their timeout as they talk things over to see if they can slow down that attack from CUW. But part of that, I mean, they've won draw control. They've won 4 draw controls. They've had some offensive zone time, but it's been turnovers and the inability to come up with ground balls when the ball is loose. So you have to win those 50-50 battles. CUW's been doing that. And then obviously the Hawks need to control some of that offensive output from the likes of Caitlin Cardinale, Ava Karloff, Cami McCardle. And Izzy Niebler got a draw control there. She gets inside, tries to get the shot off. She sort of pushed it towards the net. It never went on net. And we get a whistle. And it'll be Illinois Tech ball. So it'll be Tony Martinez set things up. 72 seconds on the shot clock. Martinez. And let's see who's going to make the cut here. Arkartarva is on the far side. And then she'll slice through. Ellie Post coming and trading places with Arkartarva, and she'll get it with Niebler up high. Now Post being pressured. Ball knocked loose. And she's able to come up with the ball, passes it to Niebler. So Hawks did well there to avoid the turnover. Now Niebler looking for a lane, getting through a couple defenders, fires a shot, and that one goes just wide. Niebler did a good job of getting inside shooting position there, but the shot went wide. Martinez now with possession, 45 seconds on the shot clock. Here's Martinez being double, triple teamed, as would be the case, the leading goal scorer for Illinois Tech, and we're going to get a yellow card on CUW, and coming over to the sideline will be Delaney McCardle. So we'll wait to hear the call from the officials here. He say 2 minutes? Wow, okay. So 2 minutes for the hit to the head, so it's probably the more egregious penalty, and we got a free position shot for Martinez, and that one didn't get through as a CUW player got a piece of it. Martinez battling for the loose ball, and we get a whistle. And it'll be Illinois Tech possession. Again, they are on the player-up scenario for the next 2 minutes, or a little less than that, as Niebler gets the ball inside back over to Martinez. Martinez being double, triple teamed again. Tries to find a lane. She'll go behind. And looks like we get another penalty here. I saw a flag. Or is it just a free position shot? Free position shot for Martinez. And she fires, bounce, scores. Tony Martinez with the goal. Player up goal and a free position goal. And the Hawks cut their lead deficit in half, 4-2. Illinois Tech goal scored by number 22, Tony Martinez, her second of the match. On the free position, player up goal. So Martinez with the goal, and the Hawks deficit has been cut in half. I think they're talking it over on the penalty there, but must have been releasable. Player is out, so we had a player up goal for the Hawks and a free position goal by Martinez, her second of the match. The Hawks now trail by 2, 4-2. Draw control, Martinez gets another one. That's her, I want to say her fifth draw control. As Post gets the ball. Now to Arkatava. Victoria Arkatava. She'll get it back from Post. Now she's going over to the near side, back to the far side, near side. And then she just kind of lost possession, but picking it up was Niebler. And then a foul on the Falcons, so the Niebler will pick up the ball. It's not a free position attempt. Now Post missing connection there with Akurtava. She'll have to race for it, but getting there first, blowing by her, was Caitlin Cardinale. And then she'll throw it to the circle to Whitaker. Carolyn Whitaker, Sophia Whitaker brings it into the zone for the clear. Here's Whitaker. Whitaker. And that one ball goes through the crease. And it'll be a turnover, so it'll be Illinois Tech ball. They'll get it back over to Mercy Godfrey. So a quick rush there by the Falcons, but violation, and the Falcons turn it over to the Hawks. Godfrey's looking for an outlet here. We're 13 seconds into the shot clock. Here's Martinez. She splits a pair of defenders. Now she's triple teamed. She'll get it over to Post. Post finds Niebler on the near side, able to come up with it. Niebler spins and then goes back to the outside. She'll keep driving, being forced to the outside. She stays in but loses possession. And it'll be Illinois Tech ball. So good job by Niebler. She lost possession just as she was dancing on the sideline to avoid going out. She did well, and the Hawks regained possession after the foul, but a turnover here as Post loses possession. Looks to come back up with it, and she does. Back over to Niebler. Now CUW pressing tight on the Hawk players, and then we get contact there. Mackerel and Niebler, so Mackerel will get the foul. And it'll be Illinois Tech ball as Niebler resets. Now to Victoria Akurtava. Being pressured. Akurtava looking for an outlet. Good work there by Ava Karloff. And then Post finds the ball, spins back to the inside, back to Akurtava. He had Niebler for a moment, now back to Post, but that pass was really in tight. And a turnover by Akurtava. Coming up with the ground ball was Natalie Mackerel. And here comes CUW looking for the clear, and they get it. Inside the zone goes Cardinale. Caitlin Cardinale feeding it inside to Whitaker. Misses connection. The ball is loose. And coming up with the ground ball was Cammie McCardle. And then firing and shooting and scoring is Caitlin Cardinale. Concordia, Wisconsin. Goal scored by number 10, Caitlin Cardinale. Assist number 4, Cammie McCardle. So CUW gets that goal back, and now they are up 5-2 at 2:48 to go here in the opening quarter. Little sunshine today for this game. Cool temperatures, though. This game was originally slated to be played yesterday at 5 o'clock, but due to the expected weather and the rainstorms, they pushed it to Thursday. Turns out the rain pushed off by the time the game would have started, but kind of best anyways. There might have been a little bit of a delayed start, so this way everything was better weather-wise today. As Mackerel moves inside the zone, she loses possession. Niebler pushes it ahead, and it's going to be Illinois Tech ball. Yeah, temperature right now, .48 degrees. Field temperature is 44 as Iona Pettigrew brings it over the midfield stripe. Pettigrew getting around a couple defenders. Pettigrew playing from that defensive spot. Every now and then, though, she'll bring a rush up. The Hawks do not have any reserves to speak of, so they really have to reserve their energy. But every now and then, Pettigrew will make a rush, and that time she got it into the zone. So the Hawks get set up, and then she'll go back to her defensive post. Pettigrew has a little bit of a speed burst to get in there, and she's scored a couple goals here going coast to coast this season as well. That time that opportunity wasn't there. Akutava being forced out by Mackerel, and now Mackerel causes the turnover and gets the ground ball and gets that ball up to Carolyn Borzeau. Borzeau feeding Cammie McCardle. McCardle over to Cardinale. Initial shot and save made by Godfrey. The rebound shot by Cardinale went wide. And now it'll be Illinois CUW possession. 75 on the shot clock. Up high, here's Karloff. Feeding it inside and not making a connection. And let's see. Looks like we're going to get a shooting space violation on the Hawks, so a free position attempt coming up for Carolyn Borzeau. Straight on to Godfrey. Borzeau in tight, and a save made by Godfrey. Ground ball is picked up, however, by CUW, and they'll throw it back up to Karloff. So another free position save made by Godfrey. Now McCardle, Cammie McCardle feeding it inside to Cardinale, and Godfrey forced that one wide. Not sure if she got a piece of it, but shot went wide. Pass is high. It's going to roll over to the zone. Martinez trying to track it down. She's battling, and a turnover for CUW. Good job for the Hawks. Now Martinez gets fouled. She gets hit in the head. Let's see if we get a yellow card coming out. Yes, we do. So 2 minutes, 17 seconds on the game clock. It's a 2-minute penalty, a player-up situation, as Ava Karloff whistled, gets the yellow card for dangerous play. And the Hawks will have 17 seconds of player-up advantage, and then the start of the second quarter where they'll change sides. Feed to Pettigrew is loose. 10 seconds on the clock. Here's Cardinale, and she's forced wide as Martinez forced her wide. She's not going to be able to get a shot off. She'll just roll it down. Little words there at the end of the quarter between Martinez and Emily Robertson, but we'll go to the end of the quarter. CUW 5, Illinois Tech 2. And we'll be back for second quarter action here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Stuart Field. CUW has a 5-2 lead on Illinois Tech as we get ready for second quarter action here on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Hawks jumped out to a 1-0 lead after the opening draw win by Tony Martinez, and she was able to get the game opening goal. Martinez added another tally on the free position on a player up scenario, and that's where the Hawks find themselves right now as they have about a minute and 43 seconds of player up advantage as Ava Karloff is still serving time on the yellow card for dangerous play. Teams will switch sides, and we'll go to the circle. It'll be Ellie Post for Illinois Tech and Caitlin Cardinal for Concordia, Wisconsin. Falcons now going left to right here in quarter number 2. The Hawks right to left. When we talk about the Hawks, do not have any reserves. They have a very thin roster. CUW doesn't have a ton of reserves as well. They have, looks like 3 players available as reserves. Don't know if any of them have come in as of yet, but they have at least 3 players suited up on their sideline. And winning the draw is Emily Robertson for CUW, and she pushes it ahead to Natalie Mackerel. Mackerel forced wide. Then she'll swing it over to the far side. That one might roll out of bounds, and it does, so that'll be a turnover for CUW on that ill-advised pass. But it does kill some time off the clock. The Hawks will take possession. Here's Iona Pettigrew. Pettigrew now has the ball knocked loose. So CUW looking to get the ball right back. Ball is pushed upfield. Still loose, and CUW comes up with a ground ball recovery there by Sophia Whitaker on the turnover by Pettigrew. Now inside Robertson. And we're going to get a shooting space violation on the Hawks. So Robertson will have a free position attempt here in a player down scenario. This will be to the left of Mercy Godfrey. She's stopped 2 free position attempts so far. And then that time Robertson just peels it back as the Hawks collapsed. So Robertson did not get a shot off. Now the pass inside, they work it, and Robertson gets it on the assist. I think the assist was 14, Borzeau. And a goal by Robertson. And CUW scores the goal, and they go up 6-2. Now the officials coming over to the sideline here, kind of see what that's about. No, they're just getting back to their post, so. What are we waiting for? What are we waiting for? Concordia goal scored by number 9, Emily Robertson. Assist number 14, Carolyn Borzeau. That's a player down goal for Concordia, Wisconsin. Arcatava will take the ball inside the zone. And she'll peel back, look for an outlet as she's getting pressured. Pass is high, but Niebler with her height is able to pull that one in. Now Robertson forcing Niebler wide. She'll take it on the far side. The pass to Arcatava, unable to make the connection there, but she picks up the loose change, gets it to Martinez. Here's Tony Martinez. Being forced wide by Cassie Seago. Now Martinez trying to get around Seago. Seago doing a good job of keeping Martinez on the perimeter for now as 3 players and a come from behind steal by Karloff. 22 on 22 crime there as Karloff knocked the ball from behind. Martinez didn't even know Karloff was there. And here come CUW. Inside the zone they go. Whitaker loses the ball. I think Pettigrew might have knocked that one loose, and then McManus got the ground ball. But then a turnover from the Hawks as Robertson gets it back. So now we'll reset the shot clock for CUW. Borzo up high to Karloff. 6-2 is the lead for the Falcons here with 12:07 remaining in the second quarter as that shot goes wide from Cardinale. Or actually, Godfrey getting a piece of that one. Now Borzo back to Karloff. She took her eye off it, thought she had it, and she was going to make a pass. And then she was able to recover and get it back over to Carolyn Borzo. Here's Robertson, top of the arc. Slicing through there is Cammie McCardle. Now Robertson will come back over to the near side and gets it over to Karloff. Karloff inside and they get a shooting space violation. It'll be Karloff taking the free position attempt on Godfrey to the left of Godfrey. Last time Robertson tried to shoot from there and cut in, never got the shot off. And this time the shot and a save made by Godfrey on the shot from Karloff. So another free position save made. Ooh, that was dangerous, but Post was able to come up with that ball. Lofts it to Pettigrew. But CUW is going to recover. It's Borzo. Borzo in tight, shot. I don't think Godfrey got a piece of that one as Cardinale shot it wide. It'll remain CUW ball. But again, Mercy Godfrey doing well on the free position attempts. Now here's Robertson inside, and we're going to get another free position. So it'll be Robertson straight on to Godfrey, top of the fan. Let's see if she gets the shot off this time. She gets in tight, fires, scores. Emily Robertson with the free position goal, and that gives CUW a 7-2 lead. Falcons goal scored by number 9, Emily Robertson, on the free position at 10:43. So it's a 7-2 lead for the Falcons here with 10:43 to go in quarter number 2. And we'll go to the circle. Hawks desperately need to win a draw here to get back on offense. It'll be Post and Cardinale in the circle once more. They've been taking the draws for each of their respective teams. And we're going to get a violation off the draw there. They're going to redo what they're saying here. It'll be Illinois Tech ball. So Tony Martinez will take possession. She'll cut through the circle. She's looking for an outlet. She needs some help and finds Pettigrew. Iona Pettigrew is going to work her self into the zone. She's got some space. Pettigrew coming in and has the ball dislodged just as she got into the fan area. So good job by Pettigrew, but as she collapsed inside there, she got the ball knocked loose and a recovery for CUW. Now the ball loose on the far side, but Natalie Macro will pick up the ground ball and head upfield along that far sideline. Macro tosses it inside the zone, and there's Ava Karloff with a clear for CUW. Karloff, bounce shot. That one might have hit the post, or Godfrey got a piece of it, and then Akurtava got the ground ball. So good job, a one and done there for the Falcons. Now Godfrey looking for an outlet, and she needs to be careful here as being pressured by Borzo. Gets it over to Izzy Niebler. Niebler will bring it up along that far sideline, but she's getting pressured there by Mackerel. And now Niebler kind of just going parallel here as she's triple teamed and gets it over to Martinez, but the ball was loose. Inside, shooting, scoring is Gretchen Pavarud. Falcons goal scored by number 18, Gretchen Pavarud. So that gives CUW an 8-2 lead, and now checking in for the Falcons is number 30, Anna Washburn. And checking out will be Ava Karloff. So that might be one of our first substitutions for CUW. Into the circle we go. Cardinale against Post. 8-2, Concordia, Wisconsin. Draw in the air. Niebler tries to grab at it, but it's Mackerel who comes up with the draw control, and now CUW back on offense. Bounce pass there. Nice reception by Cammie McCardle. McCardle tries to spin inside the zone. Pettigrew kind of forces her off, and then turnover, but coming up with her own turnover was Mackerel. Gets it up high to Robertson. CUW leaving some opportunities on the ground here, but the Hawks just unable to come up with the ground ball recoveries. CUW hasn't been clean on this possession, but they still maintain possession. As Robertson will ring it around below the goal line. Cardinale feeding it inside and tight to Cammie McCardle. Godfrey made the save. Now they'll go over to the far side. Back up high to Washburn. Washburn gets it to Karloff. Inside to McCardle. Cammie McCardle's shot goes wide. And let's see, it'll be, and we get multiple whistles. Looks like it'll be Illinois Tech ball. It'll be Illinois Tech ball. Checking back in will be Sophia Whitaker. And coming out will be number 4, Cammie McCardle. Here's Aislinn McManus. Loses the ball. And we're going to get a foul, a push on McManus, so it'll be Borzeau with the ball. Borzeau finds Karloff, who drops it but picks it back up. Now Whitaker, and again, CUW having some reception issues, but they're still maintaining possession. Here's Mackerel. Mackerel pushed wide. Behind the net, they go to Cardinale. Washburn couldn't come up with the loose change, but Whitaker did, and now Robertson. Robertson being forced wide by, ooh, that one a hit to the head, as Arkatava is going to get whistled for that one. A yellow card. 2 minutes for the hit to the head, the dangerous play. So Arkatava will come off to the side here. It'll be 2 minutes, starting at 7:10. I'm going to reset that full 90. And it'll be CUW with a player up for the next 2 minutes. Robertson to Mackerel. Mackerel to Whitaker. Whitaker eventually comes up with the ball. Back to Mackerel. Now Robertson has a lane, and looks like we're going to get a shooting space violation on Illinois Tech, so it'll be a free position attempt for Robertson again. This one's straight on Mercy Godfrey. Godfrey's made quite a few saves on the free position today. Let's see if she's able to stop this one. And a score, no. So it'll be a free position goal for Robertson and a player up goal for Robertson as they score on their player up scenario to give it a 9-2 lead. Concordia goal on the free position scored by number 9, Emily Robertson. That is a player up goal for CUW. So 9-2 is our score. back to the circle, Caitlin Cardinale and Ellie Post. They're familiar spots in the circle as Mercy Godfrey giving some instructions there, or some advice to a couple of her defenders there, and Aisha Leatherwood and Nayeli Samano. On the draw, it's going to go wide. And coming up with the ball eventually is Gretchen Pavarud. She picks it up along that far sideline. CUW inside the zone. Here's Washburn. No, check that. That's Cardinale. High pass inside. And collecting it was Borzo, but Borzo's shot went high and wide. What a pass there by Cardinale. Nice reception by Borzo, but her shot went high. Now here's Borzo. Bringing it back up along the near side. She'll go to the top of the arc. Forced wide. Gets it over to McCardle, and Cammie McCardle on the feed from Borzo. And she's got another goal. It's 10-2, Concordia, Wisconsin. Four from 14. Okay. CUW goal scored by number 4, Cammie McCardle. Assist number 14, Carolyn Borzo. .5:49 to go here in the second quarter. CUW has opened up an 8-goal advantage on the Scarlet Hawks. It's 10-2. And I can see what's going on here is Cardinale is forcing that ball the opposite end of the circle of where Tony Martinez is to better the Falcons' chance on the draw. And that's what happened there, and the Falcons come up with another draw control. So keeping the ball away from 22 and white is a good idea for the opposition. She has the Hawks only 2 goals here, and she had 5 draw controls in that first quarter. Here's Washburn. Washburn being pressured by Akurtava. She's able to come back up. See, again, there's a loose ball there, but Akurtava just maintained play on her player, defending the player as opposed to going for the loose ball, and then we're going to get a shooting space violation there, as going down was Iona Pettigrew. Oh, actually, no, we're getting a yellow card. And it is a foul on Cammie McCardle. So McCardle gets whistled for the violation. It'll be Illinois Tech ball. So 2 minutes. For Cammie McCardle. And now Izzy Niebler will try and bring that ball up over the midfield stripe. She's getting pressure from behind by Borzo. Gets it over to Tony Martinez. Martinez into the attack zone now. And she has in front of her is Pavarud. Back over to Akurtava. Over to Niebler. Now Ellie Post on the far side, back to Niebler. And it looks like we had some issues with, let's see here. Oh, a green card. A green card on Karloff, so we get 2-player up scenario, and they'll reset the shot clock to the full 90. So green card and a yellow card. Hawks with a chance here with a 2-player up scenario for the Hawks. So get the ball to Martinez and move around. She's directing Samano to move, Maria Samano. Now spinning inside is Martinez. Martinez, shot in tight. what's the call here? Oh, they're going to call it a goal. So a delayed call, but Martinez eventually gets the goal on the player up. Illinois Tech goal, third of the game, scored by number 22, Tony Martinez. That is a player-up goal for the Scarlet Hawks. So Martinez kind of pleaded her case that should have been a goal, and eventually the official said yes. So, and again, Sheso wanted a double team on Martinez coming off that corner there, but it was a one-on-one, and Martinez was able to beat her defender and get in tight on goalkeeper Parks Cawthray, and was able to get the goal in the player-up scenario. The Hawks cut their deficit to 7 at 10-3. And we're waiting for the restart as Iona Pettigrew, I believe, has possession. Here's Pettigrew. She'll go up that far sideline. Pettigrew looking to get over the midfield stripe. Trying to force her out, but she gets through. Pettigrew now into the attack zone. She gets the clear all by herself. And now she'll slow it down and hand it off to Martinez and then head back. So nice job by Iona Pettigrew avoiding some pressure along that far sideline. Again, using her speed and body angle and position to get past. As now the Hawks will look to get another goal here late in the second quarter. Cut their deficit to 6. Here's Niebler. Niebler picks set there by Post. Passes high, but Martinez is able to grab it. Gets around, bounces a shot, but not a whole lot on it. Who's going to come up with a loose ball? It is Martinez. And she didn't get a whole lot on it, but she at least got something through there. And now she'll split a threesome of defenders, and she scores. What an individual effort by Martinez. Illinois Tech goal, her 4th of the match, scored by number 22, Tony Martinez, unassisted. So Martinez picking up another goal, and the Hawks cut their deficit to 6. What a job by 22 as her first attempt. She didn't get a whole lot on it, but she got a shot off. But then she followed up, gathered up her own ball, and then on her second rush, she eluded 3 defenders on a burst and then got in all alone on Cawthray and was able to get the goal. And the Hawks come up with the draw control. It's Martinez now looking to get inside the attack zone. She's getting double teamed, as you would imagine. Now looking to take it wide. Now Martinez has some space. Pulls back. High feed, too high for Niebler. Arcatava going for it, pushing it over to Post, and Post comes up with the ground ball. Hawks regained possession. It was knocked free, however, and then shoveled over to Maritza Torres. Torres now looking for an outlet. Finds Arcatava. Back up to Niebler. Izzy Niebler now. 55 seconds in the shot clock. 2:17 to go here in the second quarter. It's a 10-4 lead for Concordia, Wisconsin. Niebler. Near side. Loses possession. Martinez picks it back up, however. She's looking for an outlet, and she's getting forced there by Karloff. Karloff with the caused turnover and the ground ball. And then they'll push it up to Cardinale. I think Samano got a caused turnover there, but who comes up with it? No, it was CUW comes up with it as Gretchen Pavarud brings it inside the attack zone. So an eventual clear for CUW. Minute 33 to go. Feed inside, shot by Cardinale. Not sure if that was blocked or Godfrey got a piece of it. Now Borzeau over to Robertson. Oh, and a foul there as Robertson was knocked to the ground from Nayeli Samano. And we're going to get a yellow card on Samano. So dangerous play violation for Nayeli Samano. And it'll be a player up goal here with a minute 20 to go for Concordia, Wisconsin. Here's Robertson taking it below the goal line. Over to the far side they go, and Washburn. Back up high to Karloff. Ava Karloff. Cammie McCardle. Poverud threw it inside. Washburn comes up with the loose change. Ball is batted down, and McManus is trying to go for it. And it looks like CUW foul, so it'll be Illinois Tech ball. Now here's Godfrey. Hawks have to be careful not to give up a late goal here, trying to get possession as Godfrey's well out of her net. She just flings it to the ground, and she's got to get back. And she does. Pass inside goes wide. Down to 34 seconds remaining, so CUW gets the turnover, looking for a late goal. Washburn. Now Robertson. Robertson knifing through. A bounce shot and a save made by Godfrey. Now pass in tight. McCardle shoots. That one never gets through in the ground ball recovery by Godfrey. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Halftime score, Concordia, Wisconsin 10 and Illinois Tech 4. Back at Stuart Field, get ready for second half action. It's a 10-4 lead for Concordia, Wisconsin over Illinois Tech. There'll be no changes in goal. Both goalkeepers, I think they're the only goalkeepers on both squads, so it'll be Parks Cawthray for CUW and Mercy Godfrey for Illinois Tech. Go over some of those first half stats. Two goals for Cammie McCardle, 3 each for Emily Robertson and Caitlin Cardinale. Solo goals for Borzo and Pavarud. And that's the 10 goals for CUW. 4 goals for Tony Martinez. I believe she now has 33 on the season. Team stats. 27-9, the shots favor the Falcons. Shots on goal 17-4 in favor of CUW. 23 ground balls to 5 for the Falcons. Mercy Godfrey had 11 saves in that first half, and at least 3 of those were on free position attempts. Caused turnovers 11-2 in favor of CUW. 12 minutes of penalties for the Falcons, 6 for the Scarlet Hawks. So a lot of whistles in that first half. The Hawks had 14 turnovers, and Concordia, Wisconsin had 5. And that brings you up to speed where we're at here. Shooting space violation here. Or do we? I thought that was what the call, but that's not what we have here. It'll be CUW ball. Now the officials are conferring, so not exactly sure. The Hawks have 2 players sitting in the penalty area. They still have Nayeli Samano towards the end of that first half, but then there's also Chloe Browder. Not sure what Browder was whistled for. Well, Browder's being brought back onto the field. So again, it's just Samano serving the remainder of her dangerous play yellow card. And CUW will bring it upfield, going right to left here in the third quarter. As Borzo's pass misses connection with Robertson, but Karloff was there to get the loose change. Now Nayeli Samano's back on the field. Karloff fires and scores. They're going to count the goal. So that is a goal for Ava Karloff, and it's an 11-4 lead for CUW. Karloff, local product out of Naperville, Illinois, gets the goal for the home folks. Concordia, Wisconsin goal scored by number 22, Ava Karloff, unassisted. So Karloff with the goal. CUW now has opened up a 7-goal lead. And now sprinting to the midfield is Akurtava. And post going up against Cardinal. That time it was flipped towards Martinez and Robertson, and Emily Robertson comes up with the draw control for the Falcons. She'll take it. Well, she started to go to the near sideline. Now she cuts through the circle and gets the pass up to Cardinale. Inside the zone she goes. A bounce pass over to McCardle. Cammie McCardle. She's able to retrieve it and finds Natalie Mackerel. Mackerel to Karloff. Karloff to Cardinale. Far side now over to Whitaker. Sophia Whitaker. Now to Carolyn Borzeau. Borzeau. Back to Whitaker. Up high to Cammie McCardle. 43 seconds on the shot clock. McCardle flings it over to Whitaker. Whitaker feeds it inside to Borzeau. Shot never gets through. And the ground ball is recovered. We get a whistle. And what's the call? Looks like might be a shooting space violation against the Hawks. So it will be Borzeau, Carolyn Borzeau, getting the free position attempt. And Godfrey to the left of Godfrey. Borzeau cuts to the inside. She'll peel back, so no free position shot. And then they loft it inside. Nice job by Pettigrew to knock that pass away. Who's going to come up with the – oh! Robertson got hit. Not sure who got that one, if it was Arkatava or Pettigrew. We'll find out in a moment. And neither one. It was Niebler. So Isabel Niebler will go off on a yellow card. So dangerous play there. And Niebler will go off. They'll reset the shot clock to the full 90. And it'll be a player-up scenario for the Falcons. They're already up 11-4. Robertson will get it over to Whitaker, who lost it. Still trying to recover it. Martinez trying to reach in there. She's got to be careful to avoid an offsides. Still battling as the ball got over the restraining line, but then Mackerel comes up with it. Here's Mackerel getting through. Shot, and we're going to get I believe a shooting space violation against the Hawks this time. No, it was just, okay, heard the whistle before the shot. Cammie McCardle fires, scores. Cammie McCardle with the goal, player-up goal. And CUW goes up 12-4, an 8-goal lead. Falcons goal scored by number 4, Cammie McCardle. That's a player-up goal for CUW at 12-11. A little powwow in front of the net of Mercy Godfrey. As they talk it over, we'll head to the circle. Ellie Post and Caitlin Cardinale. And again, neither team with a big roster, but just a couple substitutions for CUW. None for the Hawks. They just have 12. Get a green card on Natalie Mackerel, so Hawks will have a player-up scenario here. Ellie Post will be on the restart, and she's triple-teamed right now. Here's Post, taking it wide. I know she's there somewhere. I have a giant wind turbine in front of me. I can't see. Now there's the ball. Torres gets it up high to Niebler. Niebler spins out and in. Now she's being quadruple teamed. We got a foul on CUW. It'll be Izzy Niebler on the restart. It's above the fan. I don't think she's going to take the shot, no. It wasn't a free position attempt. He's waiting for some players to move. Niebler is going to take it wide, feeding it inside, missing connection with Martinez. That ball goes over to the far side, and recovering it, trying to, is Cassie Seago. And Seago is able to get the loose change, but then Martinez picks it up. Martinez feeds Arcatava over to Ellie Post, back to Arcatava. Back to Post. Post will take it over to the near side. Trying to wind around Chloe Browder there. Now Post trying to feed it inside, picks up, tries to get the ground ball, but it was knocked free. So she was trying to do a wraparound and get a shot attempt off, was unable to. And now CUW moving it into the attack zone. That's a clear for Sophia Whitaker and the Falcons. High pass, though. That's going to go over to the far corner. Borzo able to save it for the Falcons. Carolyn Borzo. Feed inside to McCardle. Fakes the shot or tried to get it off. And then a ground ball shot shoveled in. An underhanded shot there from Caitlin Cardinale. And that's a goal for CUW. Concordia goal scored by number 10, Caitlin Cardinale. That'll be unassisted at 9:42. Back to the circle we go, Post and Cardinale. And again, it's a 9-goal lead for CUW. One more goal by the Falcons. That'll give them a 10-goal advantage, and that would start the running clock scenario. So the Hawks need to chip away here. As Martinez gets another draw control, that's another draw control for 22 in white. As Niebler tries to get through. Niebler being forced wide. Good defense applied by Cardinale. Now Niebler trying to work her way back in. And what do we get here? And it's going to be violation on the Hawks and Niebler as that pass comes upfield to Whitaker. Whitaker over the midfield stripe, looking to clear. She does. Sophia Whitaker inside the zone finds Cammie McCardle. McCardle in tight. Shot save made by Godfrey. Aislinn McManus applied a little bit pressure on McCardle, and Godfrey was able to do the rest and make the save. Here comes Iona Pettigrew over the midfield stripe. Robertson trailing. She loses the ball. She got it into the CUW half, but she lost the ball with Robertson pressuring. And now here's Borzo. Borzo in tight. Bounce shot, score. There's the 10-goal lead for CUW as it's now 14-4. $14 on the goal? Okay. Timeout, Illinois Tech. CUW goal scored by number 14, Carolyn Borzo. Back at Stuart Field, timeout over for Illinois Tech. As they talked it over, they trail by 10, 14-4. So we'll have the running clock scenario now in play. 8:27 remaining in the third quarter. A 10-goal lead for Concordia, Wisconsin. To the circle we go, and that's a draw control for Emily Robertson and CUW, and they're already in the attack zone. Looking to add on. Up high they go. Poverud able to recover. Now Borzo feeding it inside to Whitaker. Save made by Godfrey. And the ball is picked up there by Niebler. Niebler trying to stay in bounds. Triple teamed. Works her way out. Pass over to Arcatava. Arcatava being trailed from behind. She has the ball knocked loose. And Robertson with the recovery. So ground ball. I think she might have caused the turnover. Hawks just don't have the speed to escape back pressure like that. The only one who really has speed for that is Pettigrew. And the only one who really has the maneuvers is Martinez. Sometimes Niebler can knife through, but it's a long way to go for Izzy. 7:18 to go, third quarter. 14-4 is the score in favor of CUW. As Whitaker will pass it over to Borzo on the far side. Now Borzo finds Ava Karloff. Karloff will take it wide. And over to Poverud. I think we have a free position shot for Poverud. So Gretchen Poverud will take the free position attempt well to the left side. So a tough angle there for Poverud. And she moves in. Looks like she passed it. Ball is loose. No, it came up. Ellie Post trying to get the turnover. And it's recovered back by CUW. Emily Robertson behind the net. Delaney McCardle coming in now. Also coming in for CUW is number 26. That's Carlin Vanderbend. I think that's her first appearance. And Cardinale gets another goal. The assist on that coming from Karloff. CUW goal scored by number 10, Caitlin Cardinale. Assist number 22, Ava Karloff. So 15-4 is the score as that clock continues to run. And Post and Cardinale in the circle. That's a draw control for the draw control person as Cardinale gets her own draw. Nice job by 10 in blue. She's doing it all today. Pass inside. Post got a piece of that, but Poverud was able to recover the ground ball. Now Robertson, Emily Robertson passes high, but taken down by Borzo. In tight, shot there from Poverud. Save made by Godfrey. And that'll be Illinois Tech ball. So Mercy Godfrey will look for an outlet here. He's got Niebler wide. Now Godfrey's going to have to circle behind the net. Still looking for an outlet. Tries to get it over to Pettigrew, but that's taken away. Cammie McCardle shoots, save made. Godfrey. Cardinale picks up the ground ball. And she'll peel back behind the goal line. Looking for an outlet. Just gets it over to Whitaker, Sophia Whitaker. Now Robertson, top of the arc. Robertson. Looks like we had a violation by CUW. It'll be Illinois Tech ball. Akertarva bringing the ball up along that far sideline. Loses it just as she gets near midfield with pressure from behind by Cammie McCardle. Now here's Karloff. Ava Karloff overshoots the pass to Whitaker, but picking up the loose change was Cardinale. Now Whitaker, oh, nice cut, inside out, shot goes wide. And Cardinale over to Borzeau. Borzeau on the far side. She'll spin it up to the top of the arc, all the way back to the near side, in tight to Whitaker. Ground ball is picked up by Iona Pettigrew. So Pettigrew with a rush, she's getting pressured from behind. Pettigrew over the midfield stripe, trying to get into the attack zone. She does. Good job, Iona Pettigrew. And loses it at the last moment there. But Martinez picks up the loose change. Here's Tony Martinez. And I think she'll draw the free position attempt as everyone and their sister got in the shooting space there. So it'll be Martinez on the free position attempt, just to the left of Parks Cawthray. Shot, score! Top shelf goal for Tony Martinez. And the score is now 15-5. Illinois Tech goal on the free position, scored by number 22, Tony Martinez. So Martinez picked up the ball that came loose from Pettigrew, who did a nice job bringing the mail all the way into the attack zone. Lost it just as she got in there, but Martinez was there to get the ground ball, forged ahead, and everyone got into that shooting space, so she got the free position attempt, and she cashed in for her 5th goal of the match, 34th on the season. There's Washburn. We'll get it over to Robertson for CUW. Still a running clock, still a 10-goal lead for the Falcons. Ball loose. Washburn's able to pick it back up. Pressure being applied there by Aisha Leatherwood. Now Borzeau finds Cardinale, who peels back. Over to Pavarud, back to Cardinale. Flip to Borzeau. Borzeau will go up high to Robertson, but that ball is loose. Didn't make its way up to Martinez, who was waiting at the top of the restraining line. So Robertson picks it up, feeds Borzeau. Shot, score. Borzeau from Robertson, and it's back to an 11-goal lead for the Falcons. Falcons goal scored by number 14, Carolyn Borzeau. Assist number 9, Emily Robertson. So we're down to 20 seconds remaining here in quarter number 3. It's 16-5 CUW. We'll see if we get the draw off, or if they just let the clock tick down. Nope, they'll try and get the draw off here. And no draw recovery, so no one wins the draw, and we go to the end of the third quarter. CUW up 16-5 as Cardinale is like, well, why did we even do a draw? And we'll go to the fourth quarter, CUW 16 and Illinois Tech 5. This is Illinois Tech Women's Lacrosse on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. Back at Stuart Field, start of the fourth quarter. It's a 16-5 lead for Concordia, Wisconsin. And to the circle we go. It'll actually be Tony Martinez going up against Caitlin Cardinale for the draw, with Ellie Post in front of her, Martinez that is, and behind her Izzy Niebler. You have Poverud in front of Cardinale, and behind her, I believe, is Robertson. And Robertson is the one who's battling for it. She pushes it ahead, and it looks like she'll come up with the draw control, Emily Robertson. Start the clock. There we go. Well, CUW looking to get set up here. Here's Robertson. She'll take it behind the net. And we get a player down there. That's Carolyn Borzeau on the foul. So it'll be Borzeau on the restart for the Falcons. Again, not a free position attempt. As they'll get it in tight. Karloff inside and feeds it to Cardinale, and that's a goal for 10 from 22. Falcons goal scored by number 10, Caitlin Cardinale. Assist number 22, Ava Karloff. Wait, was it 22 or 14? Okay, yeah, I doubt. 17-5 is the score. CUW on top. At the running clock, 13:32 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Again, it's Martinez back in the draw for the Hawks. Martinez scored all 5 goals for Illinois Tech. And it's another draw control, that time being taken by Gretchen Poverud. Poverud gets near the top of the arc, and then she'll peel out to the outside. Pass making connection with Borzeau. Now Robertson, back to Borzeau. Borzeau being pushed wide by Arkatava. And gets it down low. Over to Poverud. Poverud's pass, misconnection there. Martinez picks up the ground ball, tries to, and she's able to recover. So Tony Martinez now going through the circle, triple team. She loses possession. And that's picked up a recovery there for Delaney McCardle, number 5, but then Tony Martinez gets it back. Martinez, it's hacked from behind. Ball is loose. Martinez recovers and gets it over to McManus. Actually, it's Ellie Post. Ellie Post inside. Shot, bounce, never gets through. And then with the recovery there is Maria Samano trying to recover, and she's able to come up with it. Pass to Ellie Post in the near corner. Post battling along with Robertson. That's going to be Illinois Tech ball, Ellie Post. So now Post will have it. Ellie Post finds Arkatava. Arkatava trading places there with Maria Samano. Now she'll change back the other way. Uses a pick from Niebler. Arkatava tries to work her way in. Ball goes to Ellie Post. Post battling there with Kovarud, and their feet got tangled up. Then Kovarud goes down and grabbing the back of her neck there as her and Post tumbled to the turf. And now she looks like she's trying to come over to the sideline there. She may need some medical attention. So checking in for Poverud will be 23, Sophia Whitaker. Let's see, I think it's still Illinois Tech ball. Pass there from Niebler was deflected away, and now Borzeau gets the ground ball, brings it into the attack zone. Here's Carolyn Borzeau. Cammie McCardle feeding it inside to Whitaker. Karloff comes up with it. Now Washburn. Behind the net to Borzeau. Borzeau faked the shot and then takes it up high to the top of the arc, Emily Robertson. Robertson finds a lane. And then we're going to get a shooting space violation. I believe that's on McManus, so a free position attempt coming for Emily Robertson. Just to the left of goalkeeper Mercy Godfrey, who's made a handful of free position saves. Let's see how Robertson does on this one. And she gets the shot off. Not sure if she made the save or hit the post, but either way, no goal off that free position attempt. And we're going to get a foul on CUW, so it'll be Scarlet Hawks ball. With 9:18 to go here in the final quarter, 17-5 is your score, as Pettigrew will bring the mail up over the midfield stripe and brings it into the attack zone. Pettigrew trying to get around another layer of defense. Pettigrew then takes it behind the net. Finds Martinez. Here's Tony Martinez now, working her way around. Martinez tries to get the shot off. That goes wide. It'll be CUW ball. Or no, it's going to be Illinois Tech ball. Oh, looks like it's maybe another free position attempt. Yeah, that's what it is. So Martinez straight on. Another free position attempt for 22 in white, looking for his sixth goal of the match. All 6 goals for the Hawks, that would be. Martinez, slingshot, scores. Tony Martinez with the goal. Illinois Tech goal scored by number 22, Tony Martinez, her 6th goal of the match. So the Tony Martinez goal song, it played 6 times so far tonight. Cutting the Hawks deficit to 11, 17-6 with 7:46 to go on the running clock. Now Martinez will head to the circle against Cardinale. But that was some nice work there by Iona Pettigrew to get the ball over to Martinez, carrying it all the way up along that far sideline, eluding multiple defenders, taking it behind the net, and then finding Martinez. And Martinez did the rest, getting into the attack zone and then drawing the free position attempt. And scoring and converting. Here's Cardinale, top of the arc. Caitlin Cardinale is forced wide. She'll go to Borzeau behind the goal line. Borzeau over to Washburn. Now Robertson. Up high to Ava Karloff. Sophia Whitaker loses possession. She'll regain. Nayeli Samano applying the pressure. Pass over to Karloff. Karloff trying to feed it inside. Samano tried to get a piece of it. Ball is loose, and then Godfrey looking to come up with the ground ball. And it looks like that'll be Illinois Tech ball. So good defense by the Hawks on that possession, preventing a shot attempt for CUW. Oh, and then the pass to Pettigrew just was kind of in tight. She wasn't able to corral that one, and it'll be a turnover for Godfrey and the Hawks. And now CUW back in business. Cammie McCardle behind the net. And a bounce shot there from Cardinale on the feed from McCardle. So another goal for Cardinale. Concordia goal scored by number 10, Caitlin Cardinale. Assist number 4, Cami McCardle. So 18-6 is your score with 5:48 remaining now in the match on that running clock. So again, the Hawks had done well on the previous sequence for CUW and getting the turnover, not allowing the Falcons to get a shot, but then the turnover by Godfrey on the pass attempt over to Pettigrew. And then the ball went out of bounds. CUW regained possession, and they were able to convert just there. To the circle, Cardinale against Martinez. And the draw is won by nobody yet. Still battling. And it's going to be blue ball. So blue ball as Washburn feeds it over to Whitaker. Ball is loose, picked up by Borzeau. Borzeau finds Whitaker on the near side. Back to Borzeau. And the pass too high, trying to reach Washburn, but it goes over to Cami McCardle, who recovers. Here's Emily Robertson over to Borzeau. Top of the arc for Borzeau. 45 seconds on the shot clock. Now she'll take it far on the far side. Circles around the net, passes it inside. There's Washburn, trying to get Washburn. They're definitely trying to work to get 30 in white, a shot attempt. And she may just get one here on the free position. Let's see. No, it'll be Illinois Tech ball as Godfrey has possession. So, but yeah, they were definitely working it to get it over, and actually it'll wind up being a penalty. So dangerous play by Anna Washburn. So instead of getting a goal, she gets a yellow card. But you're in the score sheet. Niebler has the ball knocked from behind by Robertson. Post picks up the ground ball, however. Post has it knocked out. But that's going to be Illinois Tech ball. Foul on CUW. Arcatava, nice reception there, but she had the ball knocked loose, but that's going to be a foul on Delaney McCardle. So Arcatava will start it back up. She's got Niebler on that far side. And now we got a stoppage of the clock here. Officials talking it over. Three minutes on the clock. It's Illinois Tech possession. And now a whistle again. We'd like to get this game resumed. And now McCardle. So it looks like it eventually was a green card on McCardle, Delaney McCardle. So we got two players up for Illinois Tech now as McCardle and Washburn are sitting out their penalties. It was a yellow for Washburn and a green for McCardle, Delaney McCardle. So after that discussion, a green card was assessed to McCardle. Here's Arcatava in the circle, loses possession. So a caused turnover there by Cami McCardle. And she gets the ground ball. She feeds Whitaker, who loses the handle but recovers. So not good. The Hawks had a two-player up scenario. Ball is loose. Who's going to come up with it? That's an opportunity where Samano may want to kick that one up to Tony Martinez, who was waiting above the restraining line. Now that pass goes awry. It's going to trickle out of bounds on that far side, I believe. No. Yeah, it eventually did go out. Now Pettigrew will carry the mail up along that far sideline. Again, two players up for the Hawks. Pettigrew into the attack zone. Being pressured from behind, finds Martinez, but the pass was too soft, and Ava Karloff was there to pick it off. Yeah, you needed a little more space there. As Karloff intercept, gets the ball in, a ground ball shot attempt, as making the save was Godfrey. Still a player up, but only one right now. Now Martinez tried to get it to post, but that was knocked down. I think Cardinale got a piece of it, and now we're back to even strength. Here's Borzeau, loses the handle, picks it back up, tries to feed it inside to Whitaker. McManus with the ground ball recovery. She'll play it below the goal line. She's knocked down. That'll be a foul on CUW. As we're down to 1:17 remaining. Oh, now Niebler will take it. She'll head to that far corner, stops and goes back. 1 minute remaining in the match, 1 minute. Inside Whitaker, shoots, scores! Sophia Whitaker gets the goal. Concordia goal scored by number 23, Sophia Whitaker. Assist number 10, Caitlin Cardinale. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final score, CUW 19, Illinois Tech 6. Thank you for coming out to tonight's match. Please drive or walk home safely. That'll do it. Final score again. Concordia, Wisconsin 19, Illinois Tech 6. Thanks for tuning in to Illinois Tech Women's Lacrosse on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network. This is Eric Willowite saying so long for now. We'll see you next time on the Scarlet Hawks Broadcast Network.